opening here. We're not far from Adcock Gorge, which is about 5 kilometres from where we are parked now. We just pulled off the main road and probably 100 metres or so off the main road. I think this is beautiful. I think it's absolutely perfect. I love this kind of campsite. It's kind of nature has sorted everything out. We've got shade, we've got flat area, we've got soft grass, and we even have some firewood. I wonder what the fire rules are here. Chris will know. He's an ex-fireman, so we've been asking him things like that. Chris drove up to the top of the hill there, but he said it was nice, but there was no shade, and I think the trees are what make a campsite great. I'm Andrew St Pierre White. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and then travelling to the remotest parts of the world. Going to look for another campsite. Flies are terrible. Well, just a slight, not actually moving, haven't moved very far. Flies might be better here, but there aren't as many cowpats lying on the ground. And we have these beautiful bayards. This is my kind of campsite. Doesn't get better than this. Boab trees, yellow grass. Now I know that you've been waiting with bated breath as you've been watching these fascinating programs. What vehicles are these people driving, apart from the fact that it's a troop carrier and it's a troop carrier and it's a Ford? The back of Chris's vehicle is quite interesting because it's plain and simple. So Chris has got the same roof conversion as I have, but you have a back seat because you've got a family.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So how do you? I mean, this is quite nice.
Yes.
Tell us about your motivation.
Okay. So this kitchen, this just closes up. This slides into here, and then the whole lot slides into the back. Simple.
I think it's so great because it's so simple.
It is. Yeah, it's simple. I've got the inverter behind there. Got my lead crystal behind that.
So you got a. Oh, that's a nice biggie too. Your lead crystal is a 120.
Yep.
120 ampere hour. That's a nice
40 amp red arc over there.
Right.
The good thing with the inverter, I can run the toaster. And
here's a toaster. Here's a toaster. The most interesting part about this whole vehicle, actually.
Oh, there's one other thing.
Is a toaster, and there's another thing.
Yeah.
What?
Lecky blanket.
This is a first for me.
Yeah.
That's an electric blanket. 12 volts. No, it's not 12 volts. 220. It's off your inverter.
Yeah. So when the missus is with me, the better half, some of the nights in the Kimberley is freezing. So what we do, we just arc the inverter up for 10 minutes, warm the bed, switch it off, jump in.
Oh.
Yeah. I know it's a bit soft, but you know.
I like soft.
Me too. Comfort to home.
No, we don't. We don't like soft. You're a wuss.
I haven't had it on this trip, honestly.
You're a wuss even for thinking of it. Alright, the Ford. Let's go and have a look at the Ford. So this is the Ford Ranger 3.2 4-cylinder turbo diesel, and the canopy is made by a South African company called Bush Tech. It is the same manufacturer that I borrowed a canopy from during my 2015 Zambia trip. They make some of the best canopies I've ever seen. And the best part about these things is they are modular. So you can get a top bit and then you can get the sections to add on. So underneath here, accessible are water tanks and things that you would never rarely need spare parts and things like that. And shelves and boxes in here. So as a canopy where access is easy, I've not seen one better, and the build quality is as good as any I've ever seen. The roof rack is Tracklander. I must say I really like their racks. Some of their bracketry is not great. Some of it's good, some of it's not great. Combined with a drawer system, access is fantastic. National Luna 40 litre weekender fridge, very good fridge, and electrical system, basic electrical system with plugs, and again a lead crystal battery. It's a pretty basic truck. Jeremy, what's it like to drive?
I really like this truck. I fit in it, which is a big deal for me because I need to fit in it. The suspension is fantastic. We'll have to talk about that. It's got a ton of room. I'm spoiled for space. So the Bushtec canopy is fantastic, and then the double cab is. I've got all my. I'm kind of living out of it for this trip, so it's been really good. It handles really, really well. It's lightweight, and I'm very happy with it. I really want to thank Quick Pitch for providing the vehicle. This has been an amazing trip, and couldn't have done it without them. So thank you, Yucky, and the guys in the shop.
Well, and my Troopy, you know my Troopy, and if you don't know my Troopy, then go and sit in the corner. This will be the last trip I do in it, actually, and I'm driving along and I'm thinking, no, don't sell it, you're an idiot, don't sell it. It's fantastic, but at the same time, it's still not fulfilling my needs completely. It's fulfilling so many of them, but a few of them, and I keep thinking, well, can I make it better? And my conclusion is, yeah, I can make it better, but it's not going to be easy. But I'm going to try anyway. Chris, of course, driving his own Troopy, just cannot understand why I would possibly want to get rid of it. I don't know what else to do to make this better. What do I do to make it better? I've run out of things. I've changed the seats. That's the only thing I would do is I'd change the seats. Well, that's hardly a video. So, with a new build, it's a new concept, it's a new thought process, and then it's new testing, and it's a whole 2.5 years worth of vehicle-based content as I perfect the vehicle. And then at the end of that, what'll I do? I don't know. Buy a Troopy. Buy another troop carrier. Exactly. Yeah. Along the Gibb there are places where you can get fuel. It's generally quite expensive, can be, but I still think that, I mean, you could get away with 550 to 600 kilometer range, but if you're going to explore a lot, go along the back road tracks, I recommend 1,000 kilometers. You need that kind of range in your vehicle to make the most of the Gibb River Road. As we near Derby and the end of the Gibb River Road, my conclusion is that in some ways the road has disappointed me a little bit. In that it's very easy going. It's just a gravel road. It's a 700 and something kilometers of gravel road with some interesting little interludes in between. There is quite a bit of traffic, quite a few caravans, and during high season, which is in a month's time, apparently dozens of caravans. So as an overland trip, it's good fun, yeah, but as an adventure, yeah, it's not much of an adventure. It's you could do it in just about any car. The road is good most of the way. There are some rough patches, but yeah. So it's been a little bit of a letdown. And the scenery's, I mean, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic. But it's not breathtaking. There have been no scenes where I've gone, wow. It just hasn't happened. And so, yeah, I mean, I suppose I can tick it off now. It's good. I've done it, and I'm glad I did it. It's been great fun. but I don't have much of a sense of accomplishment. So the last thing we're going to go and see now is the baobab tree in Derby, which I believe was once a prison. It was so big that it actually was a prison. And that for us will mark the end of our Gibb River Road trip. We have reluctantly decided to cut the trip short. Again, because of the flies. They really have become very difficult to live with. And as Jeremy said to me, he had no idea, he did not appreciate, because when he saw my crossing of the Australia expedition and the flies that we were trying to escape from, he said he had no appreciation of what it was like to live every single day in a fly mask. Indonesian Pilsner. Only one problem. And filming in a fly mask is not possible. And eating in a fly mask difficult, and doing everything, and it's unpleasant. So we actually left and headed west as fast as we could to get away from the flies, because the reports were down at Alice Springs, which is further east, the flies were really, really terrible. So we tried to get away from the flies, and we didn't manage to get away from the flies. The fact remains, if the flies are bad, I'd rather be somewhere else. The magic of touring are the afternoons and evenings around the camp, the early mornings around the camp, now spoilt. And welcome to our little spot on the Pentecost River. We'll be continuing down the Gibb today, probably earlier than we would have liked, because the flies have already arrived and it is yet to reach 5:30. And I've concluded that if I'm going to do outback Australia trips, they have to be in June or maybe even July, not before. There was more than one opportunity on this trip to take one of the tracks, the rough tracks, into the wilderness, but in every case we decided against it because of the flies. And so escaping the flies became our priority. That's no way to run a trip, because they have the potential to ruin things and make filming and creating content extremely difficult.
Oh man, that is like
look, there's no flies.
Let's see how long it lasts.
I think that maybe the Australian travellers are just so used to the flies that they just accept them as part of outback travel. So I have learnt outback Australia trips must be done after winter, not before. Alright, we're looking for our first beach campsite and driving in dust.
I see these just wind around and you just find different vistas.
Cannot see they do wind around. It's a case of just driving around and finding an open spot. There are a lot of people here. It says no camping unless you have your own toilet, and we do have a toilet in my vehicle, which is the US military specification hygienic toilet that you probably haven't seen.
Perfect.
Okay, Jeremy, that's it. There's nothing further here. This looks quite nice. Looks very, very beautiful. Looks like the tide's out. Quite a few people here. Looks like we're probably the last one. This is the last open campsite left. Oh, wow. This is really, really beautiful. Yep. Very nice spot. Quite a nice spot.
It's the best camping spot we've had in 2 weeks.
I actually think it is the best camping spot we've had.
Yeah, it's really pretty. There's roos everywhere. I've seen 6 now, just rolling in here. I think I grew up on the coast, and I've been taking pictures of the ocean my whole life, and it's amazing that even at that, when you come upon water like this and weather and light like this, it's still mesmerizing. I could take pictures of the waves all night. And it's the Indian Ocean. I never thought that I would be taking pictures in the Indian Ocean. So it's pretty special moment after a week and a half or so on the Gibb Road and the Outback. It's special to see moonlight on the water and have some beautiful shots, and you know, be in a place like this, just really, really special.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody who helped us along with the trip, particularly Chris, who helped us with the navigation and was a great guide in the Kimberley, Quick Pitch that loaned us the Ford, and everybody else. And Patreons, thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you everybody so much for watching.